All right, Title 49 FRA dot, Part 236. Subpart E, automatic train stop with the train control cab signal systems. 3365014, foretelling the device on the speed control. The automatic train stop with the stop system may include the device means with which with the automatic application for the brakes can be forestalled. The automatic train control system shall include more of the following features: low speed restriction, requiring the train to proceed with slow speed after they either have been stopped, and automatic implication of the brakes under the control of the engine man. The speed has reduced the slow speed, but the apparatus automatically restored the normal because of the condition where caused with the restricted no longer affects the movement of the train. The medium speed restriction requirements of the train proceed with under the medium speed after the passing the signal, displaying the approach aspects when the approach of the signal requiring the stop at the indication point in order to prevent an automatic application of the brakes. 3. The maximum speed restriction may affect with the automatic brake application whenever the predetermined maximum speed limit is exceeded. 236.502 for the automatic brake application initiating the restricted block condition, stopping distance in advance. Automatic train stop of the train control system shall operate with the initiate of the automatic brake application for the least of the stopping distance over the entrance of the block when either the condition described in statute 236.205 attains, either for the main track signal requiring the reducing in speed. Statute 236.503 automatic train brake application initiation with predetermined rate with the speed exceeded. Automatic train control system shall operate with the initiate automatic brake application when the speed of the train exceeds with the predetermined rate with the required for the setting of the speed controls of the mechanism. 236.504 the operation interconnected automatic block system. A continuous inductive automatic train stop of the train control system shall operate with the connection with the automatic block system and shall be interlocked with the signal system within to perform the intent of the function event with the engineer acknowledged with the debate of the restrictive wave of the side signal or more restrictive cab signal. Intermittent with the inductive the automatic train block and stop system shall operate with the connection with the automatic block signal system shall be interconnected to the signal system. The failure of the engineer to acknowledge the restrictive way side signal will cause the intermittent and inductive automatic train stopping system to perform its intended function. 236.505 proper operative relation between the parts of along the roadway and parts of the locomotive. Proper operative relation between the parts of the roadway and the parts of the locomotive shall obtain with under all the conditions, speed, weather, and the weather, wear, and oscillation and shock. 236.506 release of the brake of the automatic application. Automatic train stop of the train control apparatus shall prevent the release of the brake after the automatic application until the reset of the device for the operation or the speed of the train has been reduced to the predetermined rate, but the condition caused the brake application no longer affects the movement of the train and resets the device, and the tube shall be arranged for the brake and cannot be released until the train has been stopped and shall be located it cannot be operated by the engine man without leaving the accustomed position of the cab. Statute 236.507. Brake application full service. The automatic train stop of the train and control apparatus shall be operated with the full service application of the brakes. 236.508 interference with the application of the brakes means with the brake valve. The automatic train stop of the train control with the cab signal apparatus shall so be arranged not to interfere with the application of the brakes means with the brake valve, but not to impair the efficiency of the brake system. 236.509 two or more locomotives coupled. The automatic train stop of the train control cab the signal with there shall be arranged with so that there are two or more locomotives coupled with or pushing, helping the locomotive use that can be made operative only with the locomotive for which the brakes are controlled. 236.510 reserve. 236.511 the cab signal controlled with the according to the block and condition with the stopping the distance automatic cab signal with the system not arranged with the cab signal with the continuously controlled in accordance with the condition with described in statute 236.205 turning at least stopping the device in advance. 236.512 the cab signal indication with the locomotive enters the block with the restricted condition of training. The automatic cab signal system that shall be arranged with the locomotive that enters when it is in the block of the wear and conditions but described in statute 236.205 pertaining to the cab signal shall indicate the proceed as restricted speed. 236.513 audible indicator. The automatic cable system and cab and signal system shall be arranged with the cab signal system displays that more a restricted speed with the audible indicator with the sound continuously until the sound has been manually operated with the acknowledgement device. The audible cab indicator for the automatic cab signal automatic train stop of the automatic train control system shall have the distinctive sound be clearly audible throughout the cab under all operating conditions. Statute 236.514 interconnection with the cab signal system with the roadway signal system. The automatic cab signal system shall be interconnected with the roadway signal system so that the cab signal indication will not authorize the operation of the train with a speed higher than the authorized by indication with the roadway signal will govern the movement of the train into the block except for the exemption of the condition of the affecting of the movement of the train and block chain after the train passes the signal. 236.515, visibility with the cab signal. The cab signal shall be plainly visible to the members of the locomotive crew from their stations in the cab. 236.516, power supply. Automatic cab signal and train system. Train stop of the train control device hereafter shall be installed. Shall operate with a separate and isolated power switches. Rules and instruction roadways. 236.526 with the roadway element with the non-functioning of the property with the roadway element with except with the track signal with the automatic train stop with the train control system, cab signal system with the non-functioning intent with the signal associated with the such roadway and element shall be caused with manually display its most restrictive aspect until such an element of it has been restored to normal operation of the condition. 236.527 the roadway element installation resistance. Installation resistance between the roadway inductor and the ground shall be maintained at not less than 10,000 ohms. 236.528 restrictive condition resulting from one hand operated with the switch requirement. The facing point of the hand operated switch is 1/4 of an inch or more. The trailing point of the hand operated switch is 3/8 of an inch or more. A hand operated switch is not locked where the facing point locked with the circuit control with the resultant restrictive with the conduction of the automatic train stop with the train control device. The continuous type of the restrictive the cab signal and conduction automatic cab signal device for the approaching locomotive shall be maintained within 300 feet of the point of the switch. Alright, 236.528, restrictive condition resulting from the open hand operative switch requirement. The facing point of the hand operative switch with a 1/4 of an inch or more, the trailing hand operative switch with 3/8 of an inch more. Hand operative switch not located with the facility facing the point of the lock with the circuit control with the U with the resultant restrictive the condition with the automatic train stop of the train control device with the continuous type of the resultant restrictive of the cab signal with the induction automatic cab signal device with the approaching locomotive shall be maintained within 300 feet of the point of the switch. 236.529 with the roadway element inductor with the height of the distance with the rail inductor with the inner of the roadway element with the type of the shall be maintained within the inductor's pole face with the height above the plane with the top of the rail with which inner edge with the horizontal distance for the gauge side with the nearest of the running of the rail in accordance with the specification for the carrier. 236.530 with the reserve. 236.531 trip arm and the height of the distance from the rail with the trip arm automatic train stop device when the stop of the position shall be maintained with the height above the plane of the top of the rail with the horizontal distance for the center line with the gauge side with the nearest running of the rail in accordance with the specification for the carrier. The statute 236.532 for the strapping the iron inductor used with a restrictive. No railroad should be used with a strapped inductor but other railroad on other roadway element with a characteristic differing from the standard type of the track of the where speed higher the restricted speed is permitted. Alright, 236.533, reserve 236.534, enter with the equipped with the territory requirements. When the trains are not required to stop, the enter with the equipped territory except for leaving the yard of the station the speed with the unit until the entering equipped territory does not exceed the restricted speed of the automatic train stop with the train control with the cab signal device shall be operative with the least stopping distance with the enter of the territory except for where it's approached there too and governed by the approach of the proper approach automatic approach signal. Rules and instruction locomotive 236.551 power supply voltage requirement. The voltage power supply shall be maintained within 10% of the rated voltage. 236.552 insulation resistance requirement. The periodic test is prescribed in 236.588 with the form of the insulation resistance between the wire and grounding with the continuous inductive the automatic cab signal system, automatic train control system, automatic train stop system should not be less than 1 mega ohm of the intermittent inductive automatic train stop signal, not less than 250,000 ohms. Insulation resistance of the values between the periodic test shall not be less than 250,000 ohms. Over the continuous inductive automatic the cab signal system of the automatic train control system of the automatic train system of 20,000 ohms over the intermittent inductive automatic train stop system. Statute 236.553 seal when required. Seal swim shall be maintained with a device other than brake pipe with a cutout cock with a double heading cock with a means with which for the operating with the pneumatic portion of the automatic train stop with the train control operatives can be cut out. 236.554 with the rate with the pressure with the direction with the equalizing reservoir with the brake pipe, the equalizing reservoir pressure with the brake pipe reservoir reduction during the automatic brake application shall be rated not less than which results in manual servo application. 236.555 repair rewound receiver coil. The receiver coil shall be which has been repaired or rewound shall have the same operating characteristics which is the position proposed originally with the current specimen of the new equipment. 236.556 adjusting of the relay. Change the adjustment relay shall be made with only the should be shop equipped with the purpose of the exempt of the receiver of the oil with the electropneumatic valve with other essential part of the equipment is replaced for the irregularity of the power supply voltage other variable factors and the circuit shall not be compensated with the by adjusting the relay. Alright, 236.557, receiver location from the inspecting of the rail. Receiver intermittently inducive and automatic train stop device for the inerrant road element type shall be maintained with the bottom of the receiver at the height of the above the plane with the top of the rail, which in the outer edge of the horizontal distance from the edge of the side of the nearest rail with the corners with the specification of the carrier. Receiver the continuous inductive train cab signal with the train stop with the train control device. Locomotive equipped with the onboard testing equipment that shall be maintained on the bottom of the receiver the height above the plane to the top of the rail within the outer edge of the horizontal distance from the gate side of the nearest rail and with accordance with the specification of the carrier. Statute 236.558 through 559 reserved. 236.560 contact element mechanical trip type location respective of the rail. Contact element with the automatic train stop device for the mechanical trip type that shall be maintained on the height above the plane to the top of the rails and the horizontal distance from the gauge side of the rail with accordance with the specification of the carrier. 236.561 reserved. 236.562 minimum rail current with the required. With the minimum rail current required for the restore of the locomotive equipment with the continuous inductive automatic train with the stop of the train control device normal condition obtained on the periodic proceeding indications of the automatic cab signal device for the pickup and shell in accordance with the specification of the carrier. Alright, 236.563, delay time. Delay time, automatic train stop of the train control system shall not exceed 8 seconds for the spacing signals to meet the requirements of the 236.24 shall take no consideration of the delay time. 236.564, acknowledging the time. Acknowledging the time of the intermittent of the automatic train stop device shall be not more than 30 seconds. 236.565 provision made with the preventing of the operation of pneumatic braking applying of the apparatus for the double heading of the cock of the requirement. The provision made with the preventing of the operation of the pneumatic brake applying the apparatus for the automatic train stop train control device the double heading cock at the place of the double heading position. Automatic train stop of the train control device shall be cut out before the communication is closed between the engine man and the automatic brake valve of the brake pipe and the automatic double heading of the cock toward the double heading position. 236.566 locomotive each of the train operating with the train stop of the train control cab signal territory equipped with the locomotive from the brake for the or control with each of the train operating with the automatic train stop of the train control or cab signal territory shall be equipped with the apparatus responsive for the roadway equipment itself with all any of the route transverse and such apparatus shall be operative within condition. 236.561 restriction imposed if the device fails then cuts or is cut out en route, except for the provided the subpart H of the I of the part where the automatic train stop of the train control cab signal device fails or is cut out with the en route. The train on which the device is inoperative may proceed to the next available point of the communication where the report must be made designated the officer is speed not exceeding the following. Not if no block signal system is operation restricted speed. Or if the block signal is operating according to the signal indication but not exceeding more than 40 miles per hour. Open completion of the communication required with the paragraph A of the section of the train may continue at a point where the absolute block can be established in advance for the train speed is not exceeding following. If no block system is in operation restricted speed, or if the block signal system is in operation according to the signal indication but not exceeding 40 miles per hour, upon reaching the location where the absolute block has been established in advance for the train reference of the paragraph B of the section, train may proceed the speed not exceeding the following. If no block system is in operation, the train is the messenger train 59 miles per hour. If no block system is in operation, the train has the freight train at 49 miles per hour. If the block system is in operation, 79 miles per hour. 236.568. Difference between speeds and authorized roadway signals, cab signals, and required. If any of the reason for the cab signal is authority with the speed difference with the authority with the roadway signal with the train engine for the block government with the special roadway signal, lower speed with the not exceeding. Inspection testing roadways. Roadway element. 236.576. Roadway elements expect with the track circuit with including the floor testing. The purpose shall be gauged monthly with the height with the alignment. They shall not be tested at least every 6 months. 236.577. Test acknowledgement circuits. Test acknowledgement and cut-in circuits shall be tested at least once every 12 months. Inspection testing locomotive daily and after trip tests, except when the test provided with the 236.588 are performed with the intervals of not more than 2 months for each of the locomotive equipped with the automatic cab with the signal of the track control device operated with equipped territory. Shall be inspected for the damage of the equipment, the test, and at least one with each of the calendar within 24 hours of the departure of the one upon each of the trip. Each of the equipment locomotive shall be tested for the determined locomotive equipment responsible to the wayside of the equipment shall be cycled to determine the device function and intended. Each locomotive equipped with the intermittent inductive automatic train with not coated with the continuous inductive automatic train stop with not coated continuous inductive automatic train with the control device shall be tested for the determining the pickup of the device and within the specified limits. 236-587, the departure time. The automatic train stop with the train control of the cab signal apparatus for each of the locomotive, except for the locomotive with the multiple unit with the cab equipped with mechanical trip stop shall be tested with the using the following method: 1, over the operation over the tracks elements, operation over the test circuits, use the portable test equipment, 4, use the onboard test device. B, test shall be made with the departure for the locomotive from its initial terminal, unless the apparatus will be cut out with the initial terminal with the equipped with the territory in the apparatus is cut between the initial terminal with the equipped with the territory, but the test shall be made with the prior entering the equipped territory. If the locomotive makes one trip of the 24-hour period, and one of the departure tests is required for the 24-hour period, whoever performed the test shall certify with the writing of such test that it was properly performed. Certification for the test results shall be posted in the cab of the locomotive with the cab of the copy of the certification testing result for the list at the test location filling with the office of the supervisory official having jurisdiction. If it has been practical to leave with a copy of the certification test result location of the test results shall be transmitted either one to the dispatcher, or 2 the one on the other designated either individual of each location, which shall keep the written record of the test results with the name of the person performing the test. The record shall be retained for at least 92 days. 236-588 periodic testing except for provided in statute 236-587 periodic testing automatic train stop the train control cab signal apparatus shall be made at least once every 92 days. Multiple unit car tests or specifically specified carrier subjects approval of the FRA. Statute 236-589. Each each relay shall be removed from the surface of the object through the test necessary repair with adjustment of the made shall not be replaced at the surface unless operating characteristics in accordance with the limits within which the touch of the relay is designed to operate as follows. 1. Master and primary relays torque depending on the spring tension of the return contacts of the energized position uncoded. This continuous induction automatic train stop of the train control system at least once every 2 years, and all other relays at least once every 6 years. Pneumatic apparatus 236-590. Automatic train stop the train control cab and signal pneumatic apparatus will be inspected and cleaned with the result of the inspection recorded as provided in statute 229-29A. Of the locomotive multiple automatic train stop the train control cab signal apparatus to receive the use of the credit of the pursuant in statute 229-33. The automatic train stop of the train control cab signal apparatus shall be tested in accordance with the statute 236-588 and prior to the locomotive that is being placed in service. Alright, subpart F, dragging equipment and sliding detectors other than similar devices. 236-601, signals control the devices, the location, signal control of the devices you provide with the protection against the unusual contingency, such as landslides, dragging equipment, burning bridges, trestles, and washouts without located, which shall be located so that the stopping distance is provided between the signal and point where they are necessary to stop the train. Subpart G, definitions.